Working with People, Episode 2. Welcome, guys, to the Daily Dose Online and to Episode 2 of the Working with People series. Now, I put this whole series together, guys, because look, one of the biggest things that I've seen recently in the last 5 or 6 years is the deterioration of people skills, just good old-fashioned working with people skills. And I think a lot of it has to do with technology. I know you guys, if you've been listening to the Daily Dose for any amount of time, you know I'm a little down on smartphones and texting and what it's done to communication in general. But the reality is it's true, man. It is true. It is affecting us as humans and how we interact with one another. And if we go back to Unit 1, if you were here a couple days ago and you tuned in, you realize that rule number 1 was don't be a jerk, right? Rule number 2 is communication etiquette, right? Now, it's not necessarily a rule. It's just sort of a general philosophy. And what it says is be professional. Right? I mean, it sounds ridiculous. It sounds so elementary, but be professional, guys. Look, no matter what you're doing, whether you're sales, marketing, training, coaching, management, whatever. I don't care if you're coaching a football team. Look, you've got to be professional. And part of professionalism is communication etiquette. It's understanding that not every piece of written communication is a text message where you can put why you are instead of your, right? Or you instead of YOU. Look, there are standards of professionalism that we have to maintain all the time. And when you're writing an email, guys, greetings and salutations, spelling, punctuation, actually spelling words out. No emojis or LOLs. Be professional. Now look, if you're sending an email to your brother, right, wishing him a happy birthday, I don't care what you write, but if you're sending an email that is directed at a client or a coworker or a subordinate or a superior or whatever the case might be, professionalism matters. In today's fast food, instant minute rice society that we live in, where everybody's text messaging 50,000 words a minute all the time to 100 different people, people forget that spelling, capitalization, punctuation, greetings, salutations matter. And just like 5 years ago, if you were to misspell a word or use your instead of your, right, people would judge you by that. Anymore, it seems like that's kind of the standard. I mean, everybody treats emails almost like they're text messages. No punctuation, no capitalization, no. But if you're the person that doesn't do that, if you're the person that recognizes that communication needs to be professional and formal, you now begin to stand out from the crowd because not many people are doing that. Here's the other thing when it comes to text messages, right? A lot of times, you know, you'll be in a text message conversation with someone because, let's face it, it's part of how we communicate in the world today. And you can't just stop texting. like the moment you get a comment or a question that you don't want to answer or you don't like, you can't just pretend that you're not in the conversation anymore. That would be like being on the phone with someone and they go, hey, are you coming out Friday? And you go, click. I mean, if you did that to somebody, what would they do? They'd lose their mind. They'd be like, you hung up on me. That's so offensive, right? But yet we seem to do it all the time in text message conversations, don't we? Right? Or how about if you're texting with someone and then you call them, right? And you go straight to voicemail. What do you know instinctively? They sent you to voicemail. They said, adios. I don't want to talk to you right now. And guys, listen, maybe you're in the middle of something. Maybe you're in a meeting. Maybe, I don't know, who knows? But if that happens, you've got to immediately send a text message back. I'm very, very sorry. I'm in a meeting. I'll call you back as soon as I can. These kinds of things. Because look, if you think that when someone calls you, you can double click them to voicemail and they don't know that you just sent them to voicemail, you're dreaming. And that can affect that relationship. Communication etiquette. People have forgotten how critically important it is, right? When you call people, hello, this is Brian. Can I speak to so-and-so? I'm calling about this, or whatever the case might be. These basic common courtesies of professional communication that have somehow gotten lost in this world of Instagram and Facebook and text messages and instant messages and all these kinds of things. So if you're the person that remembers this stuff, if you're the kind of person that keeps the wisdom of your English teacher in the back of your head, right? and remembers the manners and the courtesies that your grandmother tried to beat into you, right? If you're the one today in today's professional environment that's doing that, you begin to break out and stand out above the crowd. And that's what we have to do in a crowded marketplace. We have to break out and stand out from the crowd. So a couple of things to remember. Basic communication etiquette, without going down a whole bunch of different rabbit holes. Just look, when writing text messages, emails, instant messages, I don't care what kind of written communication, I always, hello, sign off with my name at a minimum. Okay, greetings and salutations, capitalization, punctuation, no emojis, no LOLs, no LMAFOs, or none of that stuff. Okay, if it's a professional communication, now if it's a private communication, do whatever you want. Professional communications, written communications need to have those things. Verbal communications, right? Telephone conversations, formal greetings, formal salutations when you're on the telephone, okay? What about emails? Emails are written as a letter. A letter is an email, an electronic mail. It's an electronic letter. It's not a text message. Greetings, salutations, signature with phone number, contact information, these kind of things matter. If you do this stuff, guys, I promise you, you will stand out in a marketplace of people who increasingly are just not very professional. But that's not for you, because you've been on the Working with People series of the Daily Dose. And that's the dose for today, guys. Join me tomorrow as we cover more, well, maybe the next day, as we cover rule number 3 of dealing with people in the Working with People series, the Daily Dose Online. You can also find me at thedailydoseonline.com. You can also find my YouTube channel, Brian D. McIntosh. You can also find me on Facebook, Brian D. McIntosh, and the Daily Dose is posted in all 3 of those places all the time. You can also go to breakingthenobarrier.com, get a latest copy of my book if you'd like one, and we'll see you on the dose this week.